Hello everyone, this is Tanya Neely with Hiding from Live Travels. Thank you for joining me today. One of the most frequently asked questions from my new cruisers is why do we have to have a passport to go to Mexico, the Caribbean, or to Alaska? Even though as U.S. citizens we often travel to the Caribbean and to Mexico, they are still foreign countries. And even Alaskan cruises have to make a stop in Canada unless they're a ship that is owned by a U.S. company. And this is due to the Jones Act, which I just don't have time to get into today. So why does it matter that the Caribbean and Mexico are outside of the United States? Because you cannot fly into the United States without your passport. But Tanya, I'm not flying, remember? I'm cruising. Well, you're cruising to begin with, unless something happens. So what if something happens back home and you need to get off the ship and fly home? Or you get injured or become ill. Depending on the severity, you may be admitted to the hospital and you may not be discharged before the ship has to leave. So there goes your ship, sailing off into the sunset without you, because the captain can't wait for you to get better. Sorry. He has 1,000 to 6,000 other passengers that have ports to see and places to go. And where are you? You're laying up in the hospital. Now you are in the hospital. Maybe you were injured with a broken leg or a broken arm. That actually happens quite a bit. Or maybe you're in there because of an illness. How long you actually stay is up to the doctor and whether or not you will be able to travel. One more scenario. Your cruise ship is damaged, has engine failure, or another emergency that has them docked at the port and they can't get home. So what happens once you're discharged or your ship needs to stay in port for repairs and you are ready to go home? Well, if you have a passport, you buy a plane ticket and you fly home. It's that easy. If you do not have a passport, you are going to have to go to the U.S. consulate and deal with all the paperwork and red tape of getting a passport while out of the country. While you are dealing with this, there will be waiting involved. You will have additional expenses that you must think of, such as your hotel stay and meals, that are on top of the expenses of the hospital bills and flight home. Whether you have a passport or not, you will still have the expenses of the flight home as well as the hospital bills. And that is something that you need to be thinking about as far as travel protection. And I will be addressing travel protection in another video. Your passport is a very important travel tool. Get one and save yourself the hassle of being in a situation where you wish you had listened to Tanya's advice.